What we're gonna do now is we're going to do a low block, an outside low block, or kind of a cut, right? So it could be a cut, it could be a block. Whenever we would be using this one on a low line straight thrust, right? So somebody's coming right here. This is a pretty common attack actually. When they do this, a lot of times they'll actually try to grab it and then just do the sewing machine, right? This low line. So what we're gonna do is we're going to cut on their wrist as they're coming for us, boom, and then we're going to go with our hacking, or not our hacking thrust, excuse me, with a arcing thrust. So it's gonna be a 3 arcing thrust. It could be a 5 arcing thrust as well, if you're starting off and the point's lower and you're raising, or you can raise it up and go more horizontal. Up to you. It's just gonna be kind of a forward arcing thrust though, whether you wanna make it a 5, a 3, 1's probably excessive, but cut, thrust. And now, you have to make sure that, because you're probably gonna have to close the distance a little bit on this as well. You wanna close the distance after you've made contact here and their arm retracts. Now remember, with knife, a lot of the time, people will get a good thrust in there and you'll hit this cut, but their arm is gonna continue moving. Even though they're essentially cutting into their own arm, it's not just gonna stop, right? Their arm's not just gonna stop. They put the momentum in there, they put that swing in there, so it's coming. And so you might even have to hollow out, boom, and then once their arm is retracting, that's when you go in for your thrust, right? So if you need to hollow out, right? Moving back, cutting down, and then moving forward for your arcing thrust. Okay, so that's what we're gonna practice now, is this. It could also be a block. Now, if it's a block, you're not gonna use the blade, right? You're gonna use the forearm. So say they're still coming in with this thrust, right? So chances are it'd be the right arm would come in. So it'd be on this side. I would block down and out, and then I would go in for my thrust. If they continued their force, then I would go underneath their arm and hit that thrust, right? So it would probably be more of a 5. If they just went in and then retracted back, so I block and then they retracted back, then I come in for my thrust, and then I want to get back out because chances are another one is coming almost immediately after. Right, so it does take some timing or some practice to time this one correctly. So get a partner, get some training knives, probably not these metal ones because they hurt, but like some foam ones that you can hit each other with, and test this out. So it could be a cut, hollow out, thrust. It could be a block, right? Block's a little different. I don't actually lead with my blade like I would for a cut, where I'm in close. I'm pressing down, punching down, and trying to clear that line. I want to push their weapon towards the outside and then come in for my thrust. All right, so I could cut and thrust, or I can block and thrust. All right, the block might be a little slower because you got to smash and stop their momentum, versus the cut, which you're just trying to get your body out of the way, cut their arm. Once they retract, you come in. All right, so cut and thrust, block and thrust. Block should be a lot more forceful. Cut, block. And so just kind of play around between them. I like to cut a lot because I like more speed instead of kind of the impact, force on force. But you can definitely do that. Just be careful, if they're a lot stronger than you, you might not get that block anyway, so you probably have better luck if they're stronger than you, getting out of the way, getting your cut, and then getting your thrust. Right? Now we could use the other arm for a block, but we're not going to right now. We're just gonna use the knife arm. Cut, thrust, block. And notice the block is this kind of punch, hammer fist, right? Downwards, boom, and then come in. Versus the slash, the cut, which is much more circular, as I hollow out and then I come in. If we're just knife sparring, not as concerned, but if we're here, they've got an actual knife, they're trying to cut me, boom, I'm going in as they're retracting. I want to put some sort of a block and monitor in there as I get my thrust, and then I get out, don't stay in. All right, so you gotta hollow out. Right, they're aiming for you. Hollow out, thrust. Hollow out, thrust. As I hollow out, I spring back a little bit, shoot my hips back. A lot of time your head does come forward, so make sure you know whether it's a low line or high line. This is only for a low line thrust. here, and then spring off. Block and thrust. Okay. Cut, thrust. Block, thrust. And I might even block, grab onto the elbow, and then drive it in. I might, if I get that block, I might be under them now. So I might go low instead of going to the throat.